Hello everyone, today we will be starting our next chapter, that is current electricity. Although you are already familiar with these two words, you have studied it in your previous classes also. In this chapter, we will be discussing in detail about the concept of charges, what is meant by current and how it flows in any conductor. What are the various factors on which the flow of current depends. So let's get it started. The first concept that we are going to study is about charge. Now here I have drawn two rods, one made of glass and one made of ebonite. As we know that there is a transfer of charges whenever two objects are rubbed together. In case of glass and ebonite, when they are rubbed together, it is seen that the charges, that is the negative charge, flows from glass to ebonite, and ebonite starts to behave as negatively charged rod. Similarly, since the electrons are transferring from here to here, glass to ebonite, in this glass rod there will be an excess of positive charge in comparison to the electrons. Hence, this rod will behave like a positively charged rod. So on the basis of this transfer of charges, it was told that charges are of two types, the positive and the negative charges. This charge is represented by the symbol Q, small q, or sometimes it is also written as capital Q. Okay, this is the representation. Now the unit, SI unit of charge. The SI unit of charge is coulomb, represented by capital C. Some other units are also there like millicoulomb, microcoulomb, etc. These relations you can easily see from the book itself. Now whenever the charges are flowing from one body to another, as we know, the charge on one electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. And if we say that n number of charges are flowing from here to here, in that case the total charge received by the second body will be what? Will be given by the value of one charge into the number of charges. So this total charge, this becomes capital Q or small q, is equal to N into E, where N represents the number of charges and E represents the charge value, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay. Now because of the flow of charges from one place to another, always in a given interval of time, if we talk about a conductor that conducts electricity, in that case what is happening? That the electrons present here, they start to flow from one place, suppose A to B. The electrons are flowing, okay, in this direction. The flow of electrons, or you can say the flow of charge from one place to another in a given interval of time, that constitutes the current. Okay. Now this formula is very important. The flow of charge, or you can say the amount of charge flowing per unit time, is called as current in any conductor. Okay. Now the unit of SI unit. The SI unit of current that you have already studied is ampere, represented by capital A. Some other units are also there like milliampere, etc. Rest of the things you can see in the book also. Now when the charges, these electrons, are flowing from one place to another, we are talking about the charge flow. We are not still telling the direction of current. Now by convection, it is taken as opposite to the movement of electrons. That is by convection. Man-made thing it is. Okay. We have just assumed that the flow of electrons, whatever is the flow of electrons, the current is always taken as the opposite to the flow of electrons. Okay. That means if the electrons are flowing from A to B, the current will flow from B to A. I hope this concept is now clear to you all. Okay, let us also define this ampere, the SI unit. As we know that the charge is measured in coulombs and the time SI unit is second. So, according to this formula, what we can write, that 1 ampere can be written as 1 coulomb of charge in 1 second. Okay, how you will write it in the sentence form? How you will write, when 1 coulomb of charge flows from one place to another in 1 second, that constitutes 1 ampere of current. Okay, this is sometimes asked in the question paper also, to define 1 ampere. Now, a device that is used to measure the amount of current flowing in any conductor or in any wire is ammeter, that you have already studied. Device to measure current is your ammeter. Now, an ammeter is always joined in series. That we will discuss later, that what is meant by the joining in series combination, that we will study in the next part. Okay. And also you have to remember this point, that you have already studied in 9th class, that an ammeter is always connected to the positive side of the battery or the cell. Okay, children? I hope now you have understood the concept of charge and how the flow of charges constitutes the current.